All right, let's get this started. So this is my 2025 top 10 favorite figures list. Starting this off is the new Peacemaker. Now, I know, not a lot different than the original release, but I do think this is an improvement. I like the fact that they gave us the head without a helmet, and then several different helmets, 3 I think, to go right here on this head. I really like it. Next up, this is actually 2 figures that I'm going to count as one, because it was a 2-pack, and these are just, I don't know why I like them as much as I do, but I do like them a lot. It is the G.I. Joe Classified Diver set. I really like these. I couldn't tell you exactly why. I just do. Next up, we have, that's right, the Batman Returns McFarlane Penguin. I really like this wave, the whole wave. It's cool that he has a removable hat, soft goods cape. I mean, not cape, jacket, excuse me. This figure honestly ended up looking better in person to me than I thought it would, based on the images they had released before the figure came out. I was pleasantly surprised. I do kind of wish we had some different heads or something, so we could have some different face expressions. Okay, next up, continuing with the Batman Returns wave, is, that's right, Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman. I really like this figure. You know, I think they really captured her likeness pretty well. And the only gripe I really have about this figure is kind of the way this looks right here. The corset. It's just kind of awkward looking down here, but you know, I understand why it is like that. I'm assuming it's for articulation purposes. I could be wrong, but I think it's a good figure. And finishing off my favorites from this wave is Batman himself. I think they really massively improved on Michael Keaton's Batman, you know, from the '89 version, which I don't think is necessarily bad, but I think they did a better job on this one. With the paint application, looks better to me. The likeness and the suit as well, the way they did the head articulation, and they didn't give him typical articulation just around the base of the neck, which even that, I mean, yeah, it's not movie accurate, but at least it looks more like the movie than the '89 version, which just doesn't at all. Okay, next up, for my favorites from 2025, the new Marvel Legends Daredevil, from Daredevil Born Again. I think this is way better than the previous one they did for Charlie Cox's Daredevil. I think it's just a really good figure. I really do. It's got decent articulation, in my opinion, and I think it really captured his likeness, the suit's likeness, really well. So I was pretty happy with this. Next up, that's right, the Punisher. I think this was awesome. I think this might be my favorite Punisher figure. I love John Bernthal's version of the Punisher. He's definitely my favorite, and I really like this figure. Yes, I understand, you know, the face sculpt isn't perfect, but I still think it's good. I really like it. All right, getting close to the end here. Yep. Vala versus Praetorian Fury. Definitely one of my favorites. This would probably be my number one if it wasn't for mine just happens to, the arms and stuff is kind of loose, you know. I wish it had been tighter. I know it can be fixed, but for the price of these right out of the box, I feel like it should not really have any issues like that. Another gripe I have is, of course, it's really hard to keep this stuff in, keep these in. It's easier, the flamethrower setup is easier to keep in his hands because he can actually hold them, because it has a handle on it. If these miniguns just slip up underneath into these little, it's not a peg, it's like a slot, and they don't stay in very well. I have some like sticky tack in these to try to help keep them in place. I also had it for this, but as you can see, it doesn't help all that much. But yeah, this would probably be my number one if it didn't have those issues, because it is really great articulation, great sculpt. It looks great. But yeah, moving on. And the runner-up, second place, that's right, Monster Force, the Donner Party. Just got this at the Metroplex Collectible and Toy Show. I purchased this from 209 Ed. Check him out on YouTube. Great toy tuber. He's always a vendor at that show. And yeah, he had a couple Monster Force for sale. And this is one I've really been wanting. So I picked it up, and it was totally worth it. It's totally awesome. I really, really, really like the Monster Force figures. And my number one 2025 figure is Lieutenant Griffin, the Racer, from Operation Monster Force. Is definitely my favorite. I don't know why. I just think it's really cool. It came with all kinds of different, hands and different head, with the wraps and the goggles that you can put on. A lot of different weapons, and like, it came with a tactical vest, bulletproof vest that I took off, obviously, and I put on this little over-the-shoulder holster that he came with, and yeah, gave him his 2 pistols with the effects in it. Everything that can be transparent is transparent. I don't know if you know anything about the backstory about this guy, but he's apparently a descendant of the original Invisible Man, so that's why he's portrayed this way, as see-through. But and he's a bad guy in the Operation Monster Force lore, but he's honestly my favorite figure out of all of their figures. He's just cool. But yeah, so that's it. That is my list of my top 10 favorite figures of 2025. Hopefully 2026 has some pretty good figures headed our way.